All right, so today we're going to grind our own flour. We've got hard red winter wheat berries here. This is a 25-pound bag, and just so you see what this is what wheat berries look like, right? So when we buy flour, this is what it comes from, right? So we're going to turn this into flour and learn a pretty valuable process and save some money in the long run. However, the machine did cost a couple $100, but I've already probably gotten my money back by not having to buy flour in the last year. All right, so I usually just eye this out, and what we're going to be doing is feeding it into here and into this, right? So just so you see how this thing works, we've got this compartment here. The flour enters right through there, and we've got our feed rate dial and then the motor, and this is the you can control the speed of it and also that of the feed rate. So we're going to start pouring the flour into here, and then it is going to work its process, and we're going to end up with this whole thing full of flour, which is probably even more than you'd get in a 5-pound bag. It's probably, I don't have the scale to weigh it, but it's probably about 5 pounds. All right, so I poured all this. So I poured from that bag into this bowl, and I just eye it out. I mean, it may be a little too much, but you always can check as you're going, and basically this whole thing is going to be full, which will give you actually more than 5 pounds. I think more than you get in a bag at the store. And then basically we feed it through here, and then this motor starts running. We have a dial here for the motor, controls the speed of it, and then the feed rate, which you can also control, and then it's also the on switch here. So we're just going to start feeding it through here, and we're going to end up with some flour. All right, so you're supposed to run it for about 10 seconds after the last grain goes through there, but it sounded like as I shut it off that there still was some in there, so I'm going to turn it on again for a second here, a few seconds, and then see if it gets that out. But let's see what we got here. So then open this here, right? Oh, so we had plenty of room here, plenty to spare. But there you go. I mean, look at that. Just beautiful textured flour, home ground. And I actually made the mistake of, because for the purpose of showing this, I didn't completely push this thing in, and there was flour flying everywhere. You may have seen that for like a couple seconds, and then I pushed it in and it was fine. But basically right here, it tells you, I was on the no mark, and this is yes, no, and it was to here. You got to make sure it's that little quarter of an inch in before you start milling it. So I decided to do it more, put more in there because while I'm at it, and I still had room for about another few cups. So yeah, this is now then you can package this and do whatever you want with it. Make bread, make pizza, and I'll probably do another one showing how I make the dough and do a homemade pizza. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. And then what this says is do not mill oily grains, oats, seeds, nuts, sugars, or spices. So that you want to make sure you're not putting the wrong thing in here. But for wheat berries, this thing is excellent, and it's a Nutrimill